Black people must stop looking up to criminals, athletes, and rappers, and they must look up to God, to God. That's our role model. Jesus, his example, his commandments. That is what we follow. I cannot tell you how many times I see in an interview of a black celebrity, if he wants to gain any sort of credibility with his audience, with the person whom he's talking to, he has to mention in some way that he was a thug, that he used to sell drugs, that he went to jail, that he got in a lot of fights, and the audience feeds off that. But that just tells me that black people love sin more than they love righteousness. And what does it lead to? Death. This isn't just something you read in the Bible. This is something you see in real life. If you go to Africa, they have the same mentality over there. There's poverty, there's death, there's disease, destruction because of that mentality, because of the sin that they love to engage in. When you go to the black community, you see the same thing. You see poverty, disease, early death. Black people must turn away from sin and they must turn to God. And you turn to God by obeying his commandments. You turn to God by looking at Jesus as the example, as the standard, as someone to whom you look upon with inspiration on how to live and walk in this life. Because if we do that, we can change this community, we can change this culture, and we can do something because blacks are at the bottom, and you don't belong there. You were not made to be at the bottom. You were made to do great and wonderful things. And we can only do that if we turn to Jesus, if we turn to God. We must stop looking at criminals, rappers, drug dealers, ball players as a standard. And we must look at Jesus as a standard, but it's up to us in this new culture to show what the standard looks like. It's not enough for us to just say you got to turn to Jesus. What does it look like? How do we do it? And that's what we have to do for each other. Let's go ahead and create this new culture. Let's go ahead and create this example because it needs to be done to save the children from the destruction and death that awaits them when they continue following this disgusting black culture that we have today. I hope that was helpful.